I'm Bree, and this is TJ. In 2017, we decided to break away from the norm and travel the US in our custom 4x4 van and Airstream. We loaded up our two dogs, Madly and Brody, and hit the road. We quickly realized life on the road is full of surprises, and our name-embracing detours fit our new life perfectly. Please subscribe and welcome to the adventure. We have come to Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park. Met back up with some friends of ours, and we're headed out now to do some exploring. Say hi! You're very busy.
Look, I'm sucking on his lozenges. I don't have my camera face on.
Sorry, Mark.
Get out of my face. You guys tell.
Yeah, I'm known for being super annoying with the camera, sorry. Hi, Pam.
Good morning.
We've actually come out of the park.
Yep.
To a place called Cimarron.
Yeah, it's a huge dam. A little bit unnerving when you're looking at it because it towers above you. And in the back of your mind, you think if that thing ever broke, it'd be the end of us. But
that's very doomsday-y.
It is very doomsday, but it is kind of menacing there in the background for sure.
So you can see it just over there?
No, just over there.
Oh, crap. Oh, I had not seen that. That is a large dam. All right, we'll show you guys. There it is.
Yep, right there.
You can't miss it, unless you're me, and then apparently you can totally miss it very easily. But it is a big mamma jamma, standing at 496 feet tall.
Yep, and the dam is creating on the other side the Blue Mesa Reservoir, which is Colorado's largest body of water.
It's a foreboding structure, especially standing on this side of it, thinking about all the water that it's holding back.
All right, Bree, so tell everybody what you're trying to get the group to do and how you feel at the moment about our hike up that 100 feet of elevation change.
So inside the national park, they offer a hike from...
You want to stop and catch your breath, or are you okay?
I am struggling a little bit. They offer a hike from the top of the canyon down to the floor and back up. It's only 3 miles, but it's, I think, 1,900 feet of elevation gain.
That's right.
And 1.5 miles, half of that. So I really want to do it, but yeah, I don't think we're really in shape for it.
And we are at 8,500 feet, so for us this is pretty high.
Right, exactly.
Which makes the air thinner and harder to breathe for us.
All
anyway.
All of the things.
All of the excuses.
We have tons of excuses. So you can't just go do the hike. You have to get a permit. You have to go listen to a ranger tell you all about, you know, the dangers and risks and whatnot. And then if you decide you still want to do it, you get a permit, and they can kind of keep track of you and make sure you make it back. So we're going to go this afternoon and listen to the ranger and decide if it's something we're going to try to do or not. On the way down into Cimarron, they've got this really cool train display. It's called the Scenic Line of the World. Apparently they used to run train tours through the Black Canyon, and this engine actually pulled the last train through the canyon in 1949. We are headed into the visitor center to do our orientation and get our backcountry permits to hike down into the canyon tomorrow.
Hi guys, this is the permit orientation session.
this is the Gunnison Route. You're going to be following natural wash in the canyon walls. So this is an idea of the verticality as you're descending down. There are no switchbacks. There are honestly no markers even. So with that in mind, you're going to have, this isn't just going to be some easy cruisy trail you can just follow your way down and up. You're going to have to engage your mind as well as engage your body because these are very physically strenuous. The Gunnison Route did fill up. If you want to do any inner canyon hiking tomorrow, we've reached that limit already.
Well, we just got some bad news.
Yep, once again, we've got our wires crossed.
Well, we didn't realize that you could sign up ahead of time, and they do limit the number of permits that they give out. But unfortunately, what happened? Well, we just got back to the campground from the visitor center, and well, it was a weird experience. It's a little bit of a story to tell, I guess. So the first thing you have to understand is that this hike that we're trying to do down into the canyon is not a traditional hike. You're not following a trail down. Not everybody is allowed to do it, which is why they hand out permits. It's an unmarked, unmaintained trail.
Yep, they want you to have a true wilderness experience.
Which is why they limit the amount of people allowed to go down per day. So that's the first thing to know. It's not a true trail. You're not following a trail. It's very easy to get lost. It's a very serious thing. I've never done anything like this before.
We've never been in a national park and done a hike quite like this.
So we showed up at 3:30 today to go through the orientation and get our backcountry permit to do this hike tomorrow, just to find out that they've capped out for the permits for tomorrow. They've given them all out.
We didn't know this, but if you had gotten there 15 minutes early, you could put your name on a list before the orientation and
almost kind of reserve a spot. We showed up, all the spots were filled. We were disappointed. We walked away.
Right. So, there was no sense for us staying there and listening to the orientation if it wasn't a hike we could do. So we kind of wandered off and we're kind of looking at the sites around the visitor center there. And one of the ladies that we were sitting with, during the initial orientation came running up and she's like, hey, 2 people just canceled and they don't want to do the hike. So there's 2 spots open. And so we ran back up there and talked to the ranger and we got a spot for tomorrow.
We got the last 2 spots. All right, we're getting ready for our hike this morning. Figured there was no point in fixing my hair since it's just going under a hat anyways. So we've got lots of water. They recommend 4 liters a piece. So we've got 3 liters a piece plus some Gatorade. And TJ, you have our water filter, right?
I do.
So we can filter out of the Gunnison River if we need to refill. Lots of food, camera gear.
Lots of stuff.
I don't think that we have ever prepared so much for a 3-mile hike. They have definitely put the fear of this hike in us. But, I think that's important. They want to make sure you're prepared because if you're not, you can get into trouble down there. So I think we're ready. Making sure the GPS turns on. Important things when you're headed off on an unmarked trail.
Cheese and crackers.
Cheese and crackers. I think it's going to be a pretty day. It's a little cloudy.
A little bit.
But I think that actually might work to our advantage today.
It'll be so hot.
Exactly. It's official. We've started. We've decided to take, instead of driving to the visitor center where the trail starts, we've decided to hike from the campground to the visitor center, which is going to add a mile each direction.
Yeah, a little warm up before we get into the hard stuff.
We might be cursing ourselves when we're coming back up and have an extra mile onto our trip to get back, but we're doing it.
It'll be fun.
Actually, I just did this hike the other day, and it's gorgeous. It's going to be a good way to start the hike, I think. If you are visiting this national park and are looking for a short and relatively easy and dog-friendly hike, the Rimrock Trail, he just hit me with his hiking pole. Abuse. The Rimrock Trail that leads you from the campground to the visitor center is a good choice. We're starting to get fall colors. We're going down that.
I know. Starting to regret listening to you again.
I keep you young,
Yeah.
or I'm making you old before your time. One or the other. So TJ would consider this dorky, but if the gates of Mordor aren't back there, I don't know where they are. Told you you'd think it was dorky. All right, TJ.
We made it the mile. How you feeling about my decision to do that?
I will definitely be cursing you on the way back.
May have been a bad relationship choice on my part. We'll see.
Another trail option for you if you don't get the backcountry permit to go down into the canyon is the Oak Flat Trail. It's actually the trail we're on right now, and it's more strenuous than the Rimrock Trail. It's 2 miles and descends about 400 feet down into the canyon. So another option from you, it starts right from the visitor center, and from what we've seen of it so far, it is gorgeous.
Yeah, beautiful trail. It's already pretty steep. I mean, we're going down a pretty good incline here.
If you're looking for a little bit of a challenge, this would be a good one to check out. Say goodbye to your last sign.
This is it. We are officially on the Gunnison Trail.
Yes, so this is the last sign on our route. The rest of this is going to be
Follow the GPS if we get lost.
figuring it out. Yeah, it's going to be an adventure. See how steep this is? It's steep.
It is steep.
It's going to be fun coming up. Rock. Coming up to a section where the National Park Service has kind of helped us out a bit, and they've put an 80-foot chain as kind of a, I guess, a handhold to help you down a real steep section. So we're coming up on that now. TJ decided to put the hiking poles in his pack for this section.
Maybe I need both my hands.
All right, back down. Because yes, we're not at the bottom.
I'm holding on to something better
This is hard.
than anything I've ever known.
It's fun though. I'm liking it.
We live in seasons like the weather.
We've reached the end of the chain.
We're at the end of the rope.
I don't think that I could find a better way to spend my time than spending it all on you.
I just want to say why we have a break here.
Okay.
Most of these types of experiences or types of trails, when you go to a national park, they kind of try to scare you for liability reasons, I'm assuming.
Right.
This one, they were spot on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they built this up and we were kind of like, yeah, whatever. This is a tough hike, there's no doubt.
It's classified as a class 3 scramble. A scramble is the next step beyond a hike. It's like you need to start using your hands.
Kind of in between hiking and a little bit of rock climbing. You
Right.
have to use your hands and your feet to get up.
You
things.
don't need ropes and harnesses or anything like that, but it's definitely more technical and more of an adventure.
Yep. This is a no joke hike, and we're going down. So on the way back up, it's going to be interesting.
It's going to be a massive challenge.
It is.
But
I think we can do it.
oh well, we don't have any other choice. We have
Well,
to do it.
there's always airlift. How we doing, Bree?
Slow and steady, but we just got our first view of the river down there. Oh my god, look at that. Well,
Pretty cool.
we made it.
We did.
We're never running out of love, 'cause you will always be enough. Life's a journey, your favorite part. When you're feeling lost and running low.
Is it nap time?
No, we got mountains to climb.
Lost and all alone. Sink into my love just like a stone. No matter the miles from you, I know wherever you are, I call home.
All right, we just took a half-hour break, ate some lunch, and we are getting ready to head back up. I'm going here.
Yeah.
TJ very wisely suggested that we bring a leave. I think it's time to take it.
Ready?
Ready? Yes, I'm gonna be. It's, you know, actually, it's more strenuous. It's more aerobic going up. But I think worse. I think coming down was worse.
It's more technical coming down.
It's much more technical, therefore more sketchy. Like, I feared for my life much more on the way down than I have so far on the way up. I'm not saying it's not hard. It's very hard. It's just not quite as scary. What'd you find?
Made to the chain.
Nice.
When you're feeling lost and running low.
We made it up the 80-foot chain. And check out the view from this spot. It is incredible. Is it really? Made it!
How'd it go, guys?
Great!
Alright, I got you checked out, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming back. Well.
One more mile to go back to the campground, and we are done.
And I'm not cussing him.
No, she's been very civil all day.
I have a smile on my face. This has been awesome. I've really enjoyed it. The ranger asked us, would you do it again? My answer was yes, 1000% yes. I very much enjoyed this. We made it! Hi, Jules! Well, I took a shower and I feel about 1,000,000 times better. I'm like a new woman. You know how when you wash the dogs and they're really dirty, which our dogs usually are, and the water comes out brown? Yeah, brown water today, washing myself. It was disgusting. So we've had my brother and sister-in-law show up, and we still have TJ's old boss and his wife here. So we're gonna grill tonight and just have a good time with friends. It's easy to be intimidated by things outside of your comfort zone. But if there's one thing today's hike reminded us of, it's that you don't know unless you try. If your first instinct is to say no, take a moment and consider the adventure you might find by saying yes. Join us next week as we cross the Continental Divide, find an epic top 3 boondocking spot, and have our first real trailer mishap. As always, a big thank you to our patrons whose support help make these videos possible. If you'd like to help support the production of our videos, please head over to patreon.com/embracingdetours. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.